The Dene was one of the first true Italian gardens in the country, and its origins started in the 1650s. It was then bought by an amazing man called Thomas Hope, who was a great collector. When we sort of rediscovered it back in 2010, underneath all of the secondary scrub and laurel and rhododendron was the bones of the garden, which had remained pretty much unchanged since it was recorded for a wonderful set of photographs by Country Life in 1899. So we've just gently peeled back the garden so people can now walk in the same footsteps as Winston Churchill, who was a regular visitor here. The original tunnels were created by Charles Howard in the late 17th century, and he carried out experiments in them. And they were rediscovered by Southern Rail when they requisitioned Deep Dene in 1939.
And what's that behind you?
Behind here is the embattled tower, which is a device to be able to get up onto the middle walk, which runs all the way around this amphitheatre garden. It was probably put in by the Honourable Charles Howard in about the 1760s. We are in the mausoleum, the Hope family mausoleum. It was built by Thomas Hope in 1818, and this is the only complete surviving structure built by Thomas Hope. It was sealed permanently in 1957 and then gifted to Dorking Urban District Council, who took it on condition that they could bury the structure, and so it was buried to roof level and the courtyard walls levelled. We researched exactly how it looked and had all the fragments of masonry and put it back pretty much as it was. It was grade 2 star listed when it was buried, which puts it within the top 6% of listed buildings before we even knew what was inside, and that's just the connection to Thomas Hope alone is so important. These drawers are the loculi, and there were 33 of them, and they're the spaces of which the coffins go into. They're held in place by stone and then with these brass pins which hold them in. The first interment was Thomas Hope's youngest son, Charles, who died, and the last interment was in 1942.